everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here then welcome. My name is Millie and today on the 10th of September 2020 at about 6 o'clock when this video is going up, it should be my wedding day and I should be welcoming all of our evening guests and I should be getting ready to cut my cake. Unfortunately, Corona happened and the wedding is now next year instead, but I thought I would just, commemorate the day by telling you all my engagement story. I did put a question box thing up on my Instagram and somebody said that they wanted to hear our engagement story, and it's not all that exciting, but I'll tell it anyway. So if you want to come along for the cringy ride of how me and my other half got engaged, then just keep on watching. So, like I said, it was the 10th of September 2019 when we got engaged, but just going backwards in time a little bit to the Christmas beforehand, we received a gift voucher from Phil's parents for a hotel stay with some company. I can't remember what it was like Secret Hotel Breaks or something like that, and we said that we would go away in September, obviously after the cricket season, and we would go away for 3, 4, 5 nights. I think in the end we were away for 4 nights, and we said that we would really like to go somewhere in the central England area. I really love going to the Cotswolds, so we sort of wanted to be near there, and in the end we found a really lovely hotel in a little village just outside of Coventry, which is quite away from the Cotswolds, but it was sort of central to a few different places that we wanted to visit. So we went away, and so yeah, it was early September. We went away and we visited a few different places, and then on, I think it was a Tuesday the 10th of September 2019, we said that we would go to the Cotswolds, and we drove for, honestly, about an hour from where we were to go to the Cotswolds. I don't really know why. At the time I was like, oh, I don't want to drive all the way to the Cotswolds, we were near really nice places where we could walk. It was like a walking holiday. We'd gone to walk around a few different places, and on that day we had decided that we were going to go and walk around the Cotswolds. So we drove and we parked in a National Trust, I think, called Snows Hill Manor, and Snows Hill is just the most perfect little Cotswolds village. There's literally nothing there apart from this manor house that is a National Trust place. We didn't actually go into the manor house, we just parked there and then we walked, and I think it had been raining the day before and it was mud, just absolutely soggy, horrible mud absolutely everywhere. And the first bit of the walk, I kid you not, it was like a vertical incline up this massive hill, and Phil still picks on me saying that it wasn't that steep. I had to go up on my hands and knees, that's how steep it was. It was horrific, and it had been raining, so it was really, really damp. So it took us about an hour to get to the top of this first little hill, and we stopped and we had a cup of tea and then we went on again. So then after about 4 hours, it turned out to be a really, really hot day, and I thought that it was going to be a really, really cold day, so I had a vest on, a long sleeve thermal t-shirt, I had a big jumper on. I thought I was going to be freezing. Turns out it was actually a boiling hot day, and when you get walking, no matter the temperature, you will be boiling anyway. So I was struggling and I just wanted to stop for lunch. We had, on the way to the Cotswolds, we had stopped off on the way and got ourselves a Morrison's meal deal, and I just wanted to stop and eat my lunch. I was starving hungry, I was so thirsty. I'm fairly certain my feet had swelled up and they were just so uncomfortable. I was wearing proper walking boots, but it was just so uncomfortable, and quite honestly I was being a diva. I just wanted to stop and have my lunch. So we stopped. We were trying to find I was just trying to find somewhere where we could stop. Phil was obviously trying to find somewhere that we could stop that was picturesque. So I was just sort of allowing him to do whatever he wanted to do. He was like, oh, we'll just go over this little bit and there might be somewhere nice that we can sit. And then we got to that bit and he was like, oh no, let's carry on going. So we were walking for about 5 hours, I think, and yeah, I was hungry, I was cranky, I was in a mood, I just wanted to stop and have my lunch. So in the end, I took this picture before, actually I will insert a picture here. So this is approximately 30 seconds before we stopped. The little like hedge in the distance, we stopped just on the other side of that hedge and we laid out the blanket and I immediately just sat myself down and I started taking off my boots because like I said, my feet were absolutely killing me. So we did that and Phil had the bag that had the food in it and I was like, oh, can you pass me my drink? Like I just wanted a drink. And he was like, yeah, 1 second. He was like messing around in the bag and I was sort of taking off my shoes and I wasn't really paying him very much attention at all. And he was like, oh, just stand up a sec. I just want to move the blanket or something, I think he said. He was like, just stand up a sec. And I was like, no, it's fine where it is. You know, we were on like a bit of grass on our picnic blanket. And he was like, oh, just stand up a sec. And I was like, oh, can I just take my boots off first? Like my feet are killing me, can I please take my boots off? So I was taking off one shoe and he was like undoing the things and taking off my other shoe. And for some reason, like, I had no idea that this was happening. So I took off my shoes and then I was like, oh, so can I have my drink now? I said to him, can I just have a drink? Like, I'm really thirsty, can I just have a drink? And he was like, yeah, you can, in a sec, just stand up first. And I was like, oh, so he like pulled me up and made me like stand up. Still absolutely no idea what's going on. Yeah, then he got down on one knee and I sort of don't really remember what happened at this point. I think he said, will you marry me? But I was just, and he was like, is that a yes? He said to me, you're not making words, is that a yes? I was like, yeah. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. Yeah, and then put the ring on my finger, and obviously at the time, like, because we've been walking for 5 hours and it was absolutely sweltering hot, the ring wouldn't actually fit on my finger because my hands had like swelled up because we'd been walking so much. But now actually the ring is a little bit big. I do need it resizing ideally before the wedding. But yeah, so that was that. And then I got to sit down and have my lunch. And he was like, did you really not have any clue? And I was like, I really had no idea. Like, obviously we've been together for years and years and years, but yeah, absolutely no idea. So then we were quite close to Snows Hill again at this point. We'd sort of done a big loop. So we walked back to the car and we said that we would go and have a meal in Evesham that evening, which I can't remember really how far it was, but it was quite close. So we drove into Evesham. We had taken spare clothes so that we could go straight out from where we were, so that we could have tea in the Cotswolds and then go back to the hotel that was, like I say, near Coventry. And we went to an amazing pizza place. So I'm hoping that when this video comes out, we will actually be in that pizza place again, because every single day since the 10th of September last year I have thought about the pizza that I had there. And just popping back in time as well, we took a picture when, just after we got engaged. Like, we sat down, we had our lunch, and then Phil said, oh, I suppose you want to take a picture now, you know, to show everybody like where we got engaged. And I did get a few, so I will insert the picture here, the one that was the first one that came out. And then I realised, I've only recently found out that iPhones have that live feature, so it sort of takes a few different pictures. And when we took that first picture, Phil farted and was just really, really proud of himself, basically, and I was just absolutely howling, and that was caught on the live picture. So this is the picture that was taken about half a second after the first one, and that is my favourite picture that we have together. It just is so us. Just absolutely rolling about laughing because Phil did something childish. So yeah, then we went out for tea at this really nice pizza place in Evesham, and we went back to the hotel after that, and we were sat in the bar having a drink, and we rung his parents, and I think his dad knew that we were getting engaged while we were away, but his mum didn't know. Obviously she was over the moon for us, and she told all of the relatives, and then when we were on our way home a couple of days later, I hadn't actually told my parents. We stopped in at their house on the way home from the place where we were staying, and I just walked in and said, "I've got some news, Mummy and Daddy, I've got something to tell you," and my mum's face just absolutely dropped. I think she was thinking that we were having a baby. No, I was like, "We're getting married." She was like, oh. The first person that I told that we were engaged was my best friend Emily. I sent a picture like this, like straight away, like as soon as we got engaged, sorry. She was like, "Oh yay, you've been crying, haven't you?" Like, that was her response. She was like, "You've been crying, haven't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I cried a little bit." I was absolutely in like floods of tears. I was just so happy. I just wasn't expecting it. It was, obviously we talked about getting married and like what we would want to do and how we would want to have our day. We've been to a few weddings together and over the last few years, and we've sort of said, "Oh no, we don't want to do that and we don't want to do that," but it's never something that we'd really said, "Let's get married soon." So yeah, it was a massive surprise, and obviously it was lovely to get engaged in somewhere that I really love. Like, I used to go there quite a lot when I was growing up. It would be somewhere that we would go on holiday quite a bit in the Cotswolds, like the various like cute little villages around there. It's just somewhere that I really enjoy being, and yeah, when you're watching this, we will be there. We will be, well, no, actually, when you're watching this on the 10th of September 2020, we will probably be on our way home from there. We will have been there for the last couple of days. So that is our engagement story. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a big thumbs up. We are now on the downward slope. It's almost less than a year until our new wedding date, which is good because obviously 10th September 2019 was the date we got engaged, and 10th of September 2020 was the date that we were meant to be getting married. Unfortunately, we don't have the 10th of September 2021. That would have been really lovely, but unfortunately that date was already taken with our venue, so we do have a new date, but thankfully it's not much longer to wait. It is in September of next year, but it is quite a similar date, so not worrying too much about that. But now it's sort of like we're back into the swing of it. You know, it's a year until the wedding now, so I can start thinking about it more. All of the DIYs that I want to do that I will be documenting on here, and you know, just the whole process of getting ready for a wedding again, because I've already got ready for a wedding once and now I've got to do it all over again. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more wedding content, because there's a lot more coming now that we are less than a year to go. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye!